There's YouTube playables and also games on Netflix. Why is it that these platforms made for videos, long-form videos at that? I mean, the question is obvious. Why is this here and who is it meant for? Well, let's talk about that. That felt cringe. While YouTube and Netflix make the majority of their money in different ways, they both rely on what economists call the attention economy. The attention economy proposes that the information overload that we kind of are experiencing as a society is an economic issue. We live in an age where there is more information and content out there than there are people and time to process all of it. Keeping customers' time and attention is the challenge that businesses now need to overcome. Well, we often look at this problem through the lens of advertising, that every single thing in your life is trying to give you a different advertisement and as many different advertisements as possible. There's also another side of things, that it's on products to hold on to your time and attention for as long as possible. Not always just with their advertisements, but with the actual product itself. And keep in mind, when I'm saying product, that can mean a lot of different things. So yes, there's the traditional sense that this microphone and this mouse are both products that you can buy and hold on to. But then there's also digital products, whether it be a video game or time on the platform. TikTok is a business, they are selling you things, but also TikTok itself is an application that they want you to spend as much time as possible on. The same holds true for YouTube and Netflix. At the end of the day, they are video hosting platforms. So their product is the platform and the videos and keeping you watching and engaged. That is how they're able to make money. Now, with YouTube, part of that is also hosting those advertisements that are obviously part of information overload, or annoying you so much that you pay to not have to see them. But either way, they benefit from you spending more time on their platform. Netflix relies on you staying engaged with the content that they have, watching their content instead of what Hulu has or any of those other options for streaming services. In an attention economy, rather than each customer only being worth how much money they can put into your product, now the amount of time and attention that they have can also be a commodity. And in turn, information that tells them how to better grab your attention and keep you hooked is also a commodity. It turns your personhood into a commodity to be exploited for profit over you being an individual and a person and all those, normal human things and not just numbers on spreadsheets and yeah. And when looking at this decision through the lens of the attention economy, the answer is pretty clear. This was first and foremost obviously a business move. I think we all kind of got that. YouTube has been trying to invest in YouTube gaming as a section of their content and gets at least 1 billion views every quarter from just YouTube live gaming, not even their actual just gaming content. And Netflix has seen great success with their interactive titles. So they're assuming that a section of their player base will then spend time playing these games on their platforms, maybe multitasking, because let's be so honest, I had YouTube videos on the whole time while I was writing the script, but then at least you're on the YouTube platform playing their game while you're watching other YouTube content. Something else that I think is really interesting is the mobile game aspect of things. In the advertising of these playables, in the look and gameplay of these different playables, all of them are reminiscent of mobile games. As someone who was intrigued when YouTube playables first came out, some of them actually have somewhat passable gameplay, but others are just straight up the rage bait ones that you see as you're trying to scroll through your Reddit Am I the Asshole posts. Either way, whether a good mobile game or a bad mobile game, this actually again tells us more about the attention economy. Can you tell what this video is an excuse to research and talk about? First, let's look at rage bait. Well, especially in an attention economy, any publicity is good publicity. It doesn't matter why you're playing these games or why you're even talking about these games. You're keeping that brand, you're keeping YouTube in your mind, on your brain, and even creating more content for them on their platform for other people to get served ads up, and then they'll talk about. Rage bait is kind of a whole phenomenon that I think we're now becoming more aware of and actively trying to avoid after like the 2012 to 2016 era where we got crazy amounts of rage baiting. I think now we know that when something seems truly ludicrous, it's better to just ignore it and not give them the ad revenue. But now instead of just being clickbait YouTube channels, it's becoming just an actual form of advertising. Yes, these mobile games and YouTube playables aren't a huge section of things. These are legitimate companies that are using rage baiting as their means of advertisement, which is just kind of sad, to be honest. But even when these games are good and are there to grab your attention, to be enjoyable, to release dopamine, this also is a questionable thing. It especially makes sense why platforms that rely on long-form content are trying to release these. When compared to Instagram and TikTok, YouTube and Netflix are long-form content. While TikTok and Instagram have the benefit of scrolling and just the speed of everything to help keep you literally addicted to it, YouTube and Netflix don't have the same luxuries. There are plenty of algorithms and information that they harvest in order to try and keep you addicted, but there's less built-in methods of doing so. But similar to YouTube trying to get into shorts, playables are another form of trying to get those quick dopamine releases. And this is actually one of the biggest concerns with the attention economy. One, there's all the things that we have all heard talked about with general social media addictions and how that has a negative effect on mental health. But more than that, the attention economy relies on advertisements and products that exploit your brain. That's actually what the UN PDF file that I mostly relied on for writing this video was really worried about, is all the ways where the attention economy strips you of your humanity and truly just makes you a number on a board of, we don't care if this information is personal, is something that you don't inherently want all of these companies to have access to. We're going to use it because it helps us make our algorithm stronger. And instead of you getting to choose what you want to interact with and choose your experience through social media, they don't care if it's conspiracy theories or gonna hurt your self-image or any of these number of things. If it's going to keep you clicking and on their platform, they're going to serve you that content. It doesn't matter what effect it has on your brain or any number of things. The advertisements, the product, the content is all going to be made to try and take advantage of your brain chemistry in any way they can. And while I'm very glad that in the instance of especially YouTube playables, people are very much so aware of the scam, I have not seen a single organic positive video about YouTube playables. All of them are trashing the quality of the games and pointing towards the questionable undertones and kind of scammy undertones of it all. That this is clearly in the company's best interest and not because they're trying to spread gaming to a larger audience. I do think that the attention economy is a very interesting thing that I think more of us need to be aware of. I think that I'm kind of biased in that I am chronically online and also have wanted to be a YouTuber since I was very young. So I pay a lot of attention to how algorithms work, how they feed you content, what information they're collecting, all of that stuff. And I think I kind of forget that that isn't always normal and that not everyone is aware of the amount and kind of exploitation that comes with a lot of social media. And some of it I think is also us being complicit, because even with me knowing all of this, I still am making content on these platforms and am still using these platforms way too much every single day. Like, I fully know that TikTok is made in all these ways to be addictive, and I try to replace it with like cute Pokemon games when I can, but also I'm not willing to delete it off my phone. So who am I to be talking at you about this? But I think the attention economy is just a very interesting topic, and one that I want to kind of delve into even with other things. As I kind of mentioned in my fast fashion literature discussion, I don't think that people are looking at fast fashion literature as something to do with the attention economy and with kind of the exploitation of our personal information and interests, but ultimately that is also a story about the attention economy, and this was an excuse to research it. I hope you learned something, or at least can come at things with a new perspective, and I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful day.